Okay, welcome back to Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 3, The Scales and the Sword. The only thing I can think of, obviously, is Lady Justice. The depiction usually is, blind justice. She usually has, like, a sword in one hand and then, like, the scales in the other, so. But usually that's, like, in reference to, not obviously, like, Greek stuff, but isn't that in reference to, like lawyer and law stuff. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get more of that in this episode, because right now we're kind of on the run from all that stuff. So we stepped outside the courtroom. So I'm curious for an episode label, invoking that imagery, if that's where we're going. Anyways, I've rattled off a lot of my praises for the last episode, so you can. I don't want to do a preamble. Let's get into the episode and see what happens. Oh yeah, what's going on with this Fisk fight night? What's that about? Why are you talking when he's right here?
What is going on? There's just something different about it. Different how?
Why are you guys talking with him right here in the room? You should leave the room.
It's wrong. You're lying. You're a liar. You are lying to us.
Nice, he's
So you want to help us?
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
Look at me. You're lying to me, you fuck. I'll find you.
I'm fascinating. Where are they going to go with Heather's character? This is the first time I'm thinking, what if... Is she going to be like come Evil Muse? Not Evil Muse, but like... Muse number 2 for somehow? I don't know. Because, like, what are they building up to with her?
In my gut, I just...
Matt was a liar about so many things. I don't know what to believe when it comes to him.
I really like Kirsten's character. Oh, okay. I was like, why did they capture her? But she's a defense attorney. It's fine.
You know you're breaking like 10 different laws. This isn't how reasonable access to legal counsel is.
Just trying to do your job. A lot of atrocities were committed because of that. I like that she's in heels doing this too. It's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Finally.
You got 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Need that these days, counselor.
I don't know. Really don't know.
Oh shit, we're gonna see. I thought we were gonna go to Matt, but we're probably gonna see. Yeah. Frank breaking out makes even less sense now because, like, we haven't heard any mention of his name, I don't think. Nobody, I mean, obviously Fisk would want to, he wouldn't want to advertise that Frank got loose, but, like, why is nobody talking about that he made it out? Unless it's a non-canon event. But then he would be in there somewhere, and we see him, so. Right.
You're turning into Frank.
First mention of him?
Well, he's just... All this, he's just out there just being him.
Same as always.
That's stupid. No, he should be.
He's always been there for me, for us, before.
Right. Why is he not now?
Realize, murder is not how we win this.
Christ, okay. Okay, yes, of course, of course. I am not suggesting that we go out and start murdering random task force, but cutting the head off the snake?
Copy of what? Oh, the Red Hook thing implicates Vanessa.
Lawyers doesn't make you immune.
Then what?
I torch the weapons. Make a big need your sources to put it out there and...
Inviolable. It can only be revoked by the order of the governor.
Well, I sincerely hope, for New York's sake, that you're not considering such a thing.
The governor will have to revoke the charter.
Get your information from.
You don't, do you? If you'll excuse me.
Oh. She's not even gonna dignify him with a response. I love that. Girl boss. Sir.
What if it's gross? You're watching, right? What if he lap and spray food all over the deputy lieutenant.
I just the juxtaposition of these two is so refined Buck and then this schlubby dude.
Have you considered using these intelligence skills of yours to find out who's leaking to the city without
Right?
Yeah, I'm on it. I told you, I'm on it.
Good. You?
I don't know. I mean, there's something flattering about being roasted like that, right?
No. It's not flattering. Find out who it is.
What is he trying to say?
Missing here, don't you? One single shred of proof that my client is who you, or should I say Mayor Fisk, says he is.
Conspiracy to violate the anti-vigilante laws of the state of New York. This court finds you guilty.
False.
Sorry, just him looking around for approval after that. What's going on with her?
Mrs. Fisk thinks you need company, or a therapist.
She might be wrong. Talents we possess. Like Daniel, for instance.
Daniel. Okay, that's his name. I need to remember. His name is Daniel.
Glance, but is there more than meets the eye? An air unapparent.
I would like to make a toast.
To Wilson Fisk and his incredibly hard-working and ambitious staff.
I'm kind of... I don't know. I feel like I've been really quiet this episode. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting into it or if, like, I just kind of turn my mind off. All these guys are going to die, right? That was what Matthew Lillard's character was saying, was we're hiring people to work and get rid of them afterwards.
Thank you.
Ah!
Buck!
What was that? Oh, was that Matt? Oh, it was Karen. I was like, can't be Matt.
Me?
I need you to tell me everything you saw.
They had me wear blackout goggles, so I didn't see anything.
I can work with
There
that.
was glass. I was gonna say it was kind of. They were making it a point of like you could see through her eyes a couple times during that walkthrough, and you could hear things. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay. Can kind of make the layout of the building just based on things you heard. Yeah, the pigeons. I heard the pigeons. It's like one of those things of like, were you paying attention? Do you remember the gorilla suit walking through? Gee. I like how fluid he's moving nowadays. You know, I just mentioned that he's supposed to be like a boxer and stuff, but like, I like how acrobatic he is now. That's one thing I'll give this show, is like they really upped his combat style a bit. It's that fucking watch from the first episode. That's crazy. Okay, Daredevil, what are we gonna do? Open up the sails, open up the sails, open up all the sails. This could be one take. It's so far it's a one take. Bodega guy. Come on, Bodega guy. It's a one take, so it's a one take. They're doing a one take. They're gonna try to at least. This is cool. Who's that dude throwing people around? I see a big man like lifting guys up. No. Oh shit. Everybody get out. Why ain't you guys... Damn! Who the... Okay. Nice. Why is she... Why is she just here in a car? Like, who the fuck was that? Who the fuck was that? Was it Bullseye? I don't know. Who the hell is that? Oh, it's Angela. Girl. Why are you here right now? I know why you're here, but why are you here right now? Is that a bomb?
Take a look.
What did she do?
Came here to help.
Okay, but I
Past you.
she's a child. Like, I trust Karen more than Angela to handle the situation. Okay, I'd rather have Karen go in guns blazing than Angela. Like, I'm gonna save the day, you know.
I got an idea.
Girl, I'm stressed out. What if they do it? Oh my god. Here they go. I see Karen's blonde ass. Shit's stressful. Stressful. Get out of the fucking car. Get in the fucking car. We don't have time for this. Get. Oh, okay. I thought she dropped for a reason. I thought she got hit. Jeez. Okay. Just run through them. Just run through them. It's fine. Yeah. There we go. But also, how are they going to get away? How is that truck going to get away? Like, that's a big-ass truck. You know, these two, whatever, they can probably slink away somehow. But, like, that big-ass truck, how the fuck? Oh. Cute. I was like, how'd she get tiger claws?
You know what to do.
Yes, sir.
Take care of the night crew. Yep. And then blame it on vigilantes. Because he's already trying to frame them as terrorists, right? So I guess that's the only way. It's like blow up the ship, then it makes it look like Prison Break and blowing up.
He killed them. He killed them all.
The episode's over. Oh my god! Wait. I'm actually kind of into it now. Oh my god, this season. I mentioned during the episode, I'm not sure if I'm just kind of taking off that criticism lens and like just enjoying the show for what it is, or if they're actually like putting in some effort into the show a little bit more. Because I mean, I probably could go back and nitpick scenes if I wanted to, but nothing was like standing out as like, okay, this is goofy, you know, like the stuff that I had from the first episode basically about like, you know, the way that things are shot. That was kind of, again, I don't know if it's me who's different or if it's the show that's different. So I'd like to think it's me. I'd like to think that I'm just like getting past it because I'm actually like enjoying the show right now. Okay, Heather, what the fuck is going on with Heather? We start with Heather and like she takes out the Muse mask, and I don't know if they're trying to imply that, you know, the easy thing would be she is, you know, becoming the new Muse. She's using that as an excuse for like, not an excuse, but you know, she's using that as her therapy, I guess, of like, I can become the mask, I can become somebody else who is braver, all that stuff. I think what makes more sense for her character and what we kind of see in later scenes is that her seeing Muse is kind of, or the mask at least, is kind of recontextualizing, reminding her of why she's doing what she's doing, and like, you know, she basically fighting against her moral compass of like, what I'm doing is wrong, but then I see the Muse mask and I remember how I felt that night, how I felt powerless, and how these, you know, the vigilantes are ruining my life or whatever, so I need to take them down. Maybe that's what the mask is telling her, is like, it's kind of, you know, when she feels like she's straying from her path, she's reminded again, this is why. I'm curious if I'm just being obtuse about it and not understanding, or if it's one of those things. But please let me know what you guys think about that. What I'm very, like, I really like what's going on with Heather's character. I just sometimes don't understand what's going on with Heather's character. So if you guys have a clue, please, I want to hear your thoughts. Then we go with Kirsty down into the cells or whatever. Yeah, just like, I really loved, I don't know, I'm liking these side characters more. I'm liking how they're being built up. You know, I don't know if it was just a fault of season one being a season one and having to introduce all these people, or if it's just that they're being better written this season. You know, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, I'm liking a lot of these side characters. A lot of these characters for Born Again are having time to shine, and like, we're getting to flesh them out more. So Kirsten was a pretty heavy hitter this episode. Her, I don't know, I just really like her sticking to her guns of like, I don't know what the fuck is going on above me, around me, with Matt, with Daredevil, Vigilantes, Fist. She's not really, I mean, she is not indirectly, but by what she's doing her job as being a defense attorney, she is fighting all that. But at the same time, she doesn't know the full scope of things, and she's just like, I'm here to be the best version of myself that I can be, and I really like that. Just through all her scenes this episode, that's kind of my encompassing thoughts about Kirsten. I said it before, I said it again, she's great. Swordsman, I'm very surprised how much I like him. Some stupid ass B, C, D tier character. If that's what we got to work with, fine. We'll bring it up later. I kind of want to go through beginning to end, but we'll talk about the prison break later. But yeah, Swordsman, I'm also kind of, he's further down on my list of like characters I enjoy. But I do appreciate the refined gentleman thing. I have a problem with like stereotypical, very like tropey characters, and so he's fitting that bill for me. One of those, like, again, the refinedness. But I do like when he finally just gets to be himself and like, okay, I'm, prison break time, I'm gonna fucking fight. I like that he like stepped up to the plate. So yeah, I'm surprised, and I'm just surprised how much he's in this season. Obviously, it makes sense for where we're going, but like, it's funny that, again, I don't want to compare too much to Devil's Reign, but the original Devil's Reign, we have characters like Susan Storm and Mr. Fantastic. They are arrested. Iron Fist is arrested. I'm sure there's others. I don't remember if Tony is. No, Moon Knight is. So like, we have bigger name characters than we can afford, obviously. So it's just funny that we're being replaced with like Swordsman, Bodega guy. Again, we'll get into that later. But yeah, Swordsman, cool. The governor, I like how she's putting her foot down, and she, so far there is this power struggle of like, I'm above you, Mayor Fisk. On a personal, physical level, I'm scared for her, but like on an authority level, I like that she is, digging her heels in. This Buck and Daniel. Okay, I remember his name. Daniel scene with the hot dog. It was like, I don't get what they're building up with Daniel. I think that it's intriguing. It's they mentioned at the dinner party later how Daniel appears to be the jester, but he's really like the heir apparent. And I like that, because that was kind of my thought during season 1. It was like, of Born Again, was that he is being set up as like the inheritor of Fisk's empire, and they kind of mentioned that last episode of like how they don't have an heir to the throne, to the empire or whatever. So I've been thinking about that, and they kind of keep reminding us that, yeah, he is technically the heir. I think I mentioned in season 1 of Born Again somewhere how in the comics Fisk does have a son, or like a long lost son or something, and he kind of takes over the empire it's during Zdarsky's run also. So I don't know if they're kind of using Daniel as, again, maybe not a blood heir or like legitimate heir, but he is kind of being built up in that way. If that's what the show is trying to say, is like he is the inheritor of the Fisk empire, and he will kind of become a threat later on. But he's just so goofy for me. I don't know. And maybe that's the whole point, is like, he is goofy, he is unassuming, but he will be such a big threat later because he's the underdog, I don't know. There was like that one little part of Vanessa, if she's just laying on the floor before the dinner party. I don't know what that's trying to set up. I'm very intrigued about what they're doing with her. And then we have the dinner party. Yeah, we have Buck and Heather, whatever. Okay. We had the prison break. Well, first off, I like that Matt, he talks to Kirsten, and he's like, what can you tell me about the place? And again, bringing up that first walkthrough of the place where she's blindfolded, I did mentally note it, but I didn't say anything about it, about how they kept showing us her POV of like, it's really obscured, but we can kind of see a little bit. But then there was some like pops of sound. I didn't mention it again, but the pigeons I heard distinctly. There was some glass she walks over. They didn't mention that at all, really. But then they introduced like the wind and stuff. So I liked that he was able to, just based off of those like sound clues, was able to find the route basically through the complex, and a little bit of like detective work of figuring out where everything was. I liked that. The one shot prison break itself was a really cool scene. I like it. Wasn't groundbreaking or anything, but I did like that. Okay, it's Daredevil. We got to have a one take, and I think it was serviceable. It was cool to see, again, people in the background doing stuff. I don't know. I felt like there was some big dude tossing people in the background, but I never could see what was going on. If that was swordsman, if that was the bodega guy, maybe. But I just feel like a couple times throughout the scene, I just saw someone like Hulk throwing somebody around, and I was like, wait, who is that? Who is that? Because we need to talk about it. But yeah, it just reminds me. I wish my comics aren't very organized right now. I've been lazy and haven't. You can see them over here in the corner in the back. Basically, I have Devil's Reign somewhere in there, and I could go back and like reference. Okay, yeah, this is like very funny. It's just it's hard because I want to compare it. I love Devil's Reign so much. But yeah, like I said, in the actual run, I believe, yeah, Sue and Reed are arrested, obviously being very prolific, outed heroes. I think Moon Knight and Iron Fist, I want to say they're in there, but I can't remember. I feel like there's like somebody like Tony Stark, maybe not him specifically, but my point is there are some very high profile people, and then they obviously do the prison break sequence still. But for what it is, for what the show is, and what it's working with, I think the prison break it got me excited. It didn't have all those characters, it didn't have like all these faces we could recognize, but it did have, it got me pumped. Angela, I don't know, it's a little silly that they were able to get away with it. Angela and Karen just like, we're gonna roll up in a car and that'll stop the cops from shooting at us. I don't know. It works, but when you sit and think about it for a second, I'm like, this is ridiculous how inept the task force is proven to be at this point. If they can't even like walk around the car, Karen's the only one with a gun during the defense phase. So there's a whole squad of soldiers. They could have just walked around. There's another car that comes up while they're loading people into the van. That one car could have decided, okay, I'm gonna go around to the back and start doing what I need to do. But no, they're like, okay, we're gonna stop here. I don't know. It's just silly. I like that they're building. I like I guess the message that is being portrayed is the physical action that I'm kind of nitpicking. I'm going back into my nitpick criticism phase. But yeah, I really did like that prison break sequence and everything that happened. Angela kind of saying, we need to step up. I mean, that at the end of the day, that's why I love superhero stuff, is because anybody can be the hero. Anybody can do something. And like, I love that message. So that's why I'm saying I really like that stuff. It's more on a on a technical level. I'm like, okay, how the fuck did she get this shit? How did she get the radio and the gun? And like, okay, she slashed these guys' tires really quickly without anyone noticing. And I don't know, she's like, they keep referencing that she's like a teenager. I don't know how old she is specifically, but whatever her character's age is too young to be doing all this stuff too. So I'm just scared for her life. But as far as the message is concerned, I really like it. I really appreciate it. So I think we'll leave it at that. I want to leave on a positive note because these episodes got me hyped in a way that I wasn't expecting, because I feel like I really have not liked the show overall, and these 2 episodes have done a lot to give me some positive. So hopefully the rest of the season can continue this this momentum that these 2 episodes brought, because it really, I like it. I'm into it now. But yeah, I mentioned the end of the episode, like where does this armored truck go? How would they fucking hide somewhere? Obviously, the Greek girl, the restaurant owner or whatever, she mentions like, I know a place. So they're building up that they can escape, but it's just on a technical level. There's no helicopters. There's no other squads that are going to follow this armored car. We just expect them to get away in the middle of the night somehow. These 20 people or whatever that were kidnapped. I don't know. It's suspension of disbelief, but again, that's what superhero stuff is, right? Anyways, I'm excited. see where we go from here. We have what, like 5 or 6 more episodes. I'm glad they I'm glad they did mention Frank and, you know, bringing his perspective into it, but also just like addressing the elephant in the room of like, well, if he's dead, then Fisk would have done something publicly to announce it. And if he's not dead, where is he? And they kind of gloss over like, well, what is he doing? He's being Frank. What does that mean? If he was truly there, like, he would be doing something. You would have been hearing about him doing something. So they were like 90% there with addressing the elephant, but then there's a 10% that's like, no, you didn't fill in the hole of like, he should be doing something. His presence should be felt here. But I fear that's all we're gonna get for Frank's part. Just fine. So we'll just have to watch Spider-Man, I guess, and figure out why why he's not here during this part. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Thanks for watching. Leave thoughts in the comments below, and I'm excited to see where we go next week, next episode. See you next time. All right, bye.